Number 20, let f be the function with derivative given by f prime of x equals x squared minus 2 over x. On which of the following intervals is f decreasing? So to find increasing or decreasing, you always have to find the first derivative, which is given to us in this one, and then you set that derivative equal to 0. So x squared minus 2 over x equals 0. This is how you find the critical values. Okay, let's add 2 over x to both sides. So we get x squared equals 2 over x. Multiply both sides by x to get rid of this fraction. X times x squared is x cubed equals 2. And then take the cube root of both sides. Get x equals the cube root of 2. If you're taking an odd root of a number, you do not have to include both the negative and positive, only if you're taking an even root. So this is one of our critical values. Other critical values come from anything that might make your function be undefined. So a 0 in the denominator would definitely make a function undefined. You can get a critical value from that as well. So if we look at our function 2 over x, if x equals 0, that's going to put a 0 in this denominator, which would make this undefined. So we also need to include 0 as one of our critical values. So those are the two numbers that are going on our number line, 0 and the cube root of 2, which let's get an approximate value for that. 1.259. We'll just say 1.3-ish. So we need to test numbers in all three of these intervals, plug those into the derivative. So if we choose a -1, let's say f prime of -1 is -1 squared minus 2 over -1. Be very careful putting this in your calculator. I would suggest doing it in your head because there's a lot less room for error. -1 squared is a +1. 2 divided by -1 is -2. Minus -2 is the same as +2. So we get 3, which is positive. Between the interval 0 to around 1.3, we can use 1. So we get 1 squared minus 2 over 1. 1 squared is 1. 2 over 1 is 2. So we get 1 minus 2, which is -1. So we get a negative for that interval. Last interval, we can try 2. So f prime of 2. 2 squared minus 2 over 2. 2 squared is 4. 2 over 2 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So we get another positive for that interval. So the question is, on which of the intervals is f decreasing? So it'd only be on this interval from 0 to the cube root of 2, which would be answer D. I really don't know why they're using a square bracket at all. But obviously, if your semester test is multiple choice, you'll be able to see that that is your answer with or without the square bracket. I don't agree that it should be a square bracket. I think it should be a parenthesis, because it's not decreasing at that point, it's 0 at that point. It is what it is.